Hi, everybody. My name's Jason.
I'm Caden.
I'm Jaden.
I'm Eli.
And we are the Yahuwah and the Torah channel. And we thank you guys very, very much for hanging out with us around our brown table that is out in the middle of the jungle, that is out in the middle of Central America. And so for those of you who have never seen our channel or heard of us, we are the people who believe everything when it comes to scriptures, from the first page all the way to the end of the Apocrypha, depending on which piece of the Apocrypha it is. We believe everything, and we represent this because we are the people who love these laws, statutes, and commandments. The first 5 books of scriptures are some of the most exciting things that you will ever have in your life. They are things that will make your world better. It'll make your health better. It will make you spiritually rich. You guys will be very, very rich. And inside of those first 5 books, you will find what you call the Torah, the law, the ways of our Creator. And inside of them, you will find about 150 or so laws that we can keep today, and we can keep for all generations and for all times, just like our Creator has told us to do. Gentlemen, how you guys doing?
Good.
It is a last day of this week. That means today is a preparation day. Yay! Okay, tomorrow's Shabbat. Yay! Drum roll. All right, so today, what does that mean? It means that you want to cook what you're going to cook today, right? It's very, very clear in scriptures that you're not to be cooking on a Sabbath day. I don't know why everybody decides that they can go cooking on a Sabbath day when the day is rest. We're supposed to cook what we cook today, seethe what we seethe today, get everything ready so that nobody in the house works. And we're not supposed to be doing stuff in the house like work. So when the sun sets tonight, that is when a Shabbat begins, and the sunset tomorrow night is when Shabbat ends. And so we will be going live, which we go every single Shabbat at 11 o'clock our time. I don't know what time that is for you guys, but if you guys keep your eyes peeled on this channel, it will be going live tomorrow. And we hope that we can see you all there. Now, this is a chart that we've been using for a very long time, and this is the people of Yisrael. These are essentially what this is representing, all 12 tribes of Yisrael as they went through their life and times. Now, for anyone that's been hanging out with us very long, we know that the northern tribe was taken into captivity in 722 BC. And then we had the southern tribe, which is Judah and Benjamin. They were taken into captivity in 586 BC. Now, most everybody knows about this captivity because they came back, right? The only reason that you have the so-called Jews of today, is because it's only representing one single tribe of all of Yisrael. And so the other 10 tribes, they have all been dispersed. And today what we are into is this particular time right here where we have Isaiah, who is prophesying to the people of Yisrael, to the different kings. And he goes back and forth, and he talks a lot. Most of it seems like it's about Judah, but it goes between kind of both. And so for anybody that would like to get a limited edition scriptures, this is called Yah Scriptures. Let me take you guys back to this. This is the greatest English translation you guys will ever find anywhere. You can put YahScriptures.com into your web browser, and all the free versions are available under the downloads. There's a very, very expensive version, the Google app version, that is 100% free of charge. All the PDFs are free of charge. The eSword module is free of charge. Everything is completely free of charge. Now, if you guys would like a hard copy of this, it is 3,153 pages. It is a huge study Bible. It is one of a kind. You will never find another scriptures anywhere, anytime that is like this, that has all of the restored books, as well as the name of our Creator, which is in Paleo Hebrew, and also the name of his son, Yahushua. There were no J's in Hebrew, and so we are talking about Hebrew man's name. So this is available right now. It is not available on Shabbat, so if you guys would like to get it, I would recommend getting it today before sunset, and after sunset tomorrow, then the stores will be back open again. Okay, anyone have, I don't even know if we need to do a recap of the first of Isaiah. I mean, this is a, talk to me about a recap. Let's see if we can get something down.
Mostly Isaiah just prophesying the destruction of Israel and Judah and what is going to happen to them for breaking the commands.
Yeah, and so we this is just prophecy, right? This is where, because of the way we've read this scriptures and in the order that we have, we're kind of taking a blast to the past. We're heading to the back time, because again, we're going way back over here, and we've all read all the way into Second Kings, where everybody who's been part of our reading series, everybody's already in captivity. So when I say a blast from the past, this is exactly where we are going. And so Isaiah, YESHAYAHU 2. The word that YESHAYAHU, the son of Amoth, saw concerning Yahudah and Jerusalem. And it shall be in the latter days that the mountain of the house of Yahuwah is established on the top of the mountains, and shall be exalted above the hills, and all nations shall flow to it. All right, what's this? What is it? What's going on here? Because we just talked about going for a blast to the past, but now it seems like we're blasting to the end of time.
Yeah, so this is basically a future prophecy when basically Yahuwah take control of everything again.
And this is what I've been talking about a long time. When you talk about Bible prophecy, we know that our Messiah is going to, come down, and he's going to be reigning. We've been cursed with religion that has told us that there's this rapture that's going to be coming, and all of the good pork-eating Christians will be sitting on the bus, and Jesus will be driving this bus. And when you are on this bus, you're going to be taken out of any kind of tribulation, any kind of issues that you have. But that's not exactly what scriptures say. Scriptures talks about a kingdom to come. It talks about this particular piece right here, that in the latter days, and guys, we're not in the latter days, because also in Hebrews 8, it also talks about in the latter days. And those two verses kind of go together, because the Hebrews 8 prophecy, or when it talks about the covenant of the Hebrews 8 people, is that everybody will be looking to their neighbor, and everybody will be looking to their friends, and everybody around them will all know the Torah. Like, you will not have to explain the Torah to anybody, because they all know it, and they all keep it, and they're all excited with it, and they all think it's like something that is just what they want for their lives. So this is what we're talking about, guys. We're talking about this kingdom coming right here, and this prophecy. And what's interesting is it says, and all nations shall flow to it. Now, when we're talking about the nations, we're talking about the people of our Creator. The people that are called to this particular place are going to be the law keepers. They are going to be from all the nations, right? There's going to be from the four corners of the world that we are in. People will be flowing, because our Creator will grab the people who are loyal to Him. And it's going to be a whole nother kind of exodus, an exodus unlike anything we've ever seen before. We know of one exodus, but this one is going to be very exciting, because all of us are dispersed across these four corners, and it's going to be something interesting. Now, continuing on to 3. And many peoples shall come and say, come and let us go up to the mountain of Yahuwah, to the house of Elohim, of the Elohim of Jacob, and let him teach us his ways, and let us walk in his paths. For out of Zion comes forth the Torah, and the word of Yahuwah from Jerusalem. Now, these are very confusing words to Christians, right? Because a Christian wouldn't understand why out of Zion comes forth the Torah, right? According to the religion of Christianity, the laws have been nailed to the cross. They don't exist anymore. Jesus came to kick them down the wayside. Jesus is coming to take the trash out, and in that trash is the laws of his dad, is what the Christian religion has told us. Now, for all of us who absolutely love the Torah with every last being of our heart, that's blasphemy, right? In fact, that's absolutely satanic. You wouldn't take the best things that we have ever been given in life, and you wouldn't nail them to a tree. That is absolute demonic, satanic words of destruction. Okay, so we have a little place. We have a future that's coming. Now, it continues on, and Isaiah says this, and he shall judge between the nations, and shall reprove many peoples, and they shall beat their swords into plowshares, and their spears into pruning hooks. Nation shall not lift up sword against nation, neither teach battle anymore. What's happening, Kate? Are you awake?
So,
did you just pass out? You okay? Okay.
So we get basically a time of peace where everyone takes their weapons and turns them into gardening tools.
Yeah,
So
where
we're not
it's...
going to be fighting each other. The nations aren't going to be rising. There's not going to be not many nations left.
Why don't you think that we will have to... Why don't we have to fight for anything? What's
Well, because Yahuwah's going to come and cleanse the land. He's going to when he calls his people back, he's going to basically do a cleansing.
Yeah, definitely. Okay, continuing on. O house of Jacob, come and let us walk in the light of Yahuwah. For you have forsaken your people, the house of Jacob, because they have been filled from the east and practice magic like the Pelishites, and they are pleased with the children of foreigners. What's happening here? Anyone?
These guys have gone astray. It's like the people of Jacob, they practice magic. They do what the Gentiles do, so that's why they're getting kicked out.
Yeah, and what's up with the children of the foreigners? Why shouldn't we be pleased with the
Well, we're
children
not
of foreigners?
supposed to make covenants or join with the foreigners. That is a command for us.
Yep, absolutely. Okay.
The foreigners don't obey it. The law. They have all different things. You see with Solomon, what happened when he went with the foreigners? He started practicing magic.
Well, he was practicing magic before the foreigners. He was just...
But it got worse. Started sacrificing them others.
Sacrifice, yeah. Okay. And their land is filled with silver and gold, and there is no end to their treasures. And their land is filled with horses, and there is no end to their chariots. And their land is filled with idols. They bow themselves to the work of their own hands, to what their own fingers have made. Okay, this is talking about the land of
Israel.
Yisrael, right? This is the land of Judah, Yehuda. And so these are the indictment, right? If we were going to court, Isaiah is the district attorney right here doing the will of Yah, and he's telling them, he's like, listen, your land is filled with silver and gold. There's no end to your treasures. You have all these horses. You have no end to your chariots. And the land is filled with idols, that they bow themselves to the work of their own hands, to what their own fingers have made. Sketchy stuff, right? Really, really sketchy. Always been a problem for Yisrael and Yehuda. And the lowly bows down, and the high is humbled, and therefore you do not bear them. Enter into the rock and hide in the dust because of the reverence of Yahuwah and the splendor of his excellency. The lofty looks of man shall be humbled. The pride of men shall be bowed down, and Yahuwah alone shall be exalted in that day. For Yahuwah of hosts has a day against all that is proud and lofty, against all that is lifted up, so that it is brought low, and against all the cedars of Lebanon that are high and lifted up, and against all the oaks of Bashan, and against all the high mountains, and against all the hills that are lifted up, and against every lofty tower, and against every strong wall, and against all the ships of Tarshish, and against all the desirable craft. And the loftiness of man shall be bowed down, and the pride of men shall be brought low, and Yahuwah alone shall be exalted in that day, and the idols completely pass away.
So he's going through every single land, every single thing, and cleaning it out, making sure that there is no wickedness left in that day. So we're still talking future tense here.
Yeah, and this is the crazy thing is if you think our Creator is exalted in this day, in the day that we're in, he's absolutely not exalted. If you look at Hollywood, you look at churchianity, you look at religion in general, nobody exalts our Creator, right? They exalt him by what they think is exalting, the thoughts of men, but it's not how our Creator wants us to worship him. Now, how does he want us to worship him? What does worship our Creator look like?
Well, we obey his Torah. We have him as our only mighty one, and there is nothing else we will in worship.
Yeah.
And we obey his commands. We keep his feast days, and we don't go off and break his commands and say it's okay at the end of the day, and then pretend to pray to a man named Jesus and say it's all good.
Yep. 19, and they shall go into the holes of the rocks and into the caves of the earth, and from dread of Yahuwah and the splendor of his excellency when he arises to shake the earth mightily. We've heard that before, when we see people that rise and go into the rocks, right? We see Colorado has it has a defense force place inside of Colorado where the entire military is inside a ginormous mountain range, and it always reminds me of these kind of things where they're all up in the holes and rocks and in the caves of the earth. Okay, in that day, man shall throw away his idols of silver and his idols of gold, which they made, each for himself to worship, to the moles and bats, to go into the clefts of the rocks and into the crags of the rugged rocks, because of the reverence of Yahuwah and the splendor of his excellency, when he arises to shake the earth mightily. Okay, I've never heard of the moles and bats. I didn't know that they were. Well, isn't that what they say they worship? They made each for himself to worship to the moles and bats. What is that saying there, guys? In the day that he shall throw away his idols of silver and his idols of gold, which they made each for himself to worship. I think they worship to the moles and the bats.
Moles and bat gods. Yeah.
I've never heard of that, but I have no doubt these guys are worshiping the moles and the bats. And it's like what do they call that, mole lock?
I don't know. They worship the owls. So.
Come on, that was a good joke. That's all I got.
All right.
Mole lock. Come on. Okay. All right. Cease from man, whose breath is in his nostrils. For in what is he to be reckoned upon? All right. So here we go. We're talking about a time in the future when all these people were, you take out your idols, you toss them to the ground, your representations of the moles and your bats, and all the crazy things that people worship, and it's over, right? This is a world that we're seeking. We're seeking a world of righteousness. We're seeking a world where everybody loves the Torah and has embraced themselves into the laws, statutes, and commandments of our Creator. Because that is only when the kingdom is going to be coming. The only time that we will ever have the kingdom come is when we bring the kingdom based upon us representing it, going out there and being courageous and telling people all about it. So guys, don't be scared. Don't be worried. Find those people that need ministering to. Love them and show them the way forward. And I hope you guys have a wonderful day. I hope you guys have a wonderful Shabbat. Much love to y'all. We're out.
All right. Shalom.